Hey, it's Josh from 100 North Outdoors. In this video, we're headed down to the hill country of Texas to hunt axis deer, blackbuck antelope, and wild hogs. We're hunting in a completely foreign environment, hoping to shoot the animal of a lifetime. With only 3.5 days to hunt and cows and whitetails getting in our way, this hunt could go big or bust. So stick around, it's gonna be fun. Good morning, it is midnight and we are about to leave on a road trip to go hunt a ranch in Texas. This is insane. Oh my goodness, we're all here. We're all here. Hey, it's Josh from 100 North Outdoors and we're going to Texas. Before going on this trip, I had no idea how many exotic species were free roaming around Texas. This is because there are high fence ranches that make their living by bringing these species in and allowing people to pay to come hunt them. Over time, animals have escaped and not only survived, but thrived, even outcompeting native wildlife. We're headed to a cattle ranch owned by some distant relatives. It does not have high fences, nor is it managed for trophies. Wild animals are free to roam, and success is not a guarantee. Stopping at McDonald's for breakfast. I got a coffee roll from the gas station. Oh boy.
Coffee.
Okay. Oh my goodness, I have the meat sweats.
I'm gonna roll the rest of the way.
Oh my goodness, I didn't want to bring the GoPro in there and be that guy, but we just stopped at the most amazing barbecue spot in downtown Dallas to meet up with my aunt and uncle and cousin who live here, and holy smokes, that was good. Yeah, they'll see it. I'll put up some pictures, you know? You know, like I do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I mean?
Cold, you have.
Stuffed. My uncle walked in and he said, we'll have one of everything. And they said, okay, so do you want the coleslaw? I said, yes, one of everything. And he meant it. We got one of everything.
That's just one. We got pounds of everything.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're in the home stretch now. We got 4.5 hours to go. Here's another thing I discovered traveling to Texas. Almost every single property we passed had a corn feeder. Big ranches down to regular homes had a feeder within bow range of their back porch. Now, you may think that's unsporting, but just like we learned from The Incredibles, when everyone's super, no one is. With dozens of feeders within an animal's home range, they're spoiled for choice. And as we quickly found out, these feeders did a much better job at bringing in whitetail and cows than they did our target species. We're finally within like 20 minutes, 18 minutes of our destination. We're coming in right at about last light. It's the golden hour. It's beautiful. And when we get there, we've got lots of things we'd like to do in the short amount of light window that we have. We've got a camera that has gone dead at some point that we need to go check. We've got a ground blind to set up. We've got a lay of the land to go get, and it's gonna be all kind of a blur. So we're gonna throw on some ear protection and hold our rifles for the last few minutes of legal light as we drive around and maybe get a shot at something, but more so kind of knock out the chores we need to knock out before our hunt really begins tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Loaded up and we're gonna go.
Everybody in.
Yes, sir.
Everyone have a rifle that wants one.
Yes.
Heavy if you're a pro.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Less adult people. Hey Josh, we're gonna move these and point up forward.
Oh, we're going right in. Okay.
It's not that bad. Reset that dead.
Yeah, Markle.
So there. So last year when we were hunting, I was set up down there on the southern end of this spot, and dad had shot one, so I was coming up this way and bedded in about 130 yards that way is where the first buck was that I shot. He had, I don't know, a dozen, 2 dozen does with him. So that's a spot to be looking pretty intently at, especially late morning tomorrow. I did. I think they're spooking now. Do you want to just creep forward? Probably. Oh, they're out of here.
Don't rush it, they're gone. Oh, I see where the whitetail
Yeah, first night, saw some axis does. They kind of a little too skittish, couldn't quite get on them. A lot of whitetail mixed in, so let those walk on the first night. We're gonna get back to the ranch, get packed in, and we're gonna hit it first thing in the morning. What do you think, JD?
Bump, bump, do back.
Let's hit it. We're back! Day 1 of hunting, let's go! All right, let's do it.
It's gonna be cold there for that here. Mine's off.
That was not here last night.
I didn't remember it.
We've got 2 pretty nice looking whitetail bucks that have been hanging out with us all morning. JD says in general on the cameras, he doesn't really see whitetail bucks and axis bucks hanging out at the same time. They usually like kind of ice each other out of the spot, so more likely the does will intersperse. So it's possible that these guys are keeping our target species away, but we'll see. It's fun to watch them nonetheless. We did hear this morning a axis buck roar, and axis make this crazy sound. And we did hear it this morning before light, off to the right of the blind far away. So it's a good sign at least that there are bucks in our area. One thing that's like kind of interesting is how much your eye for game changes out here.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Dude, like I'm really bad at spotting deer this morning. Like, I'm very used to looking at brown deer in brown woods, crunching on leaves.
Yeah, this is like very different.
And this is like gray, tan deer.
And yellow grass.
And yellow grass. And dirt. Like, look how similar that deer looks to the shadow that it's in.
Really big axis buck on it.
Wow, wouldn't that just be a dream come true?
Or a pile of hogs. I'd shoot that.
I would shoot, honestly, I would shoot any legal thing this morning. Now that it's always that first light jitters where I'm like, I'm not gonna shoot anything until it's what I want. And then the light comes up and you start seeing stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's
you're
pretty
like,
cool. I'd shoot that. That's pretty cool. I'd shoot that. Oh, it all left. Now I don't want anything.
yeah, exactly. There he is. Is that the same one as earlier?
Alright, so.
But yeah, that looks very similar. He's outside the ears, but not like by a ton. He looks pretty similar to other deer I've shot.
Yeah.
Oh, he's marking. Is he putting his legs together?
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know if I've ever captured that on film.
It's just it.
That's awesome. He just marked that.
That's cool, man.
Hey, and if you go back and watch my butchering video,
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but that's exactly why you don't want to touch their back legs at the joint. is at their knee. The buck puts his knees together and he pees on his gland and onto the ground to scent mark. So not only do you have that stinky gland, you also have his urine all over that. You don't want to mess with that, and if you do, change knives. Or wash it or something.
Wash it really well.
Yeah. Deer are gross.
But delicious.
But delicious. What a little cutie. What do you think, JD? Is it a shooter?
Wall hanger for sure.
If you drove 17 hours to Texas, would you shake the shot?
Wall hanger for sure. Deer of a lifetime.
Yeah, it's a white-tailed dog.
Hey, he's a 6-pointer.
Is he? He's so cute.
2 dudes actually.
Yeah. There comes all the whitetail.
Yeah.
Go away.
Go away.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Alright, she's checking out something on the right.
They've been doing that all day. All morning, and so far it has not materialized.
Wait, that's the direction we heard the axis from. It could just be all milling about over there.
I would just love it if they'd just go milling this way. I always think saying stuff like that is so dumb as a hunter. It's like, man, I sure wish the animal of my dreams would come over here. Like, of course you do.
Goes without saying.
Still gotta say it.
You still have to say it.
I have to say it. Oh, cows.
Gosh dang it.
Okay, that's very orange. You can see how I could have possibly, at first, been excited by that. Look at those cuties. Yeah, they're probably gonna hang out here for like a while. They're just not what I want to look at. Dude, that one is like really thin, the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. We may be hunters, but we're also cow critics. Yeah, so these cows really ice out the feeders, for sure. They were coming in and all the deer fled. Yeah, they just getting boxed out hard. They run away. So
The cows come up and give him like one of those, you know.
yeah, we might need to get creative and have a couple more spots on deck that, you know, when this happens, we can make a pivot. You know, I was worried when we were coming down here and we knew there were going to be cows grazing the property. I was concerned that cows would be getting in our way, like there'd be intermixed groups of game animals and cows, and the cows would like make shots not possible. Like we wouldn't take the shot because there's cows around. And after seeing what I just saw, I think more realistically, if there's cows there, the animals are not there. And if the animals are there, the cows aren't there. They're gonna be in separate groups. They're not gonna like commingle.
There's an axis doe, Josh.
Is there really?
There's an axis doe to our left. Okay. In the woods.
Oh, is that a whitetail or an axis? Are you sure? That looks like a whitetail. I want to believe you, but I think I'm either looking at something else. Oh, you're right. JD spots a group of 3 axis does working about 150 yards from us through the woods, and they're coming our way fast. Where whitetail tend to take a few steps and pause to look around, this group is just cruising. To try to get them to stop in a small clearing, I let out a grunt stop. Mrrr! And it doesn't work. Maybe they're too used to the cows on the property because they keep on moving as though nothing happened. I change windows to get ready for the last opening before they disappear into the brush.
Short opportunity. They're gonna come all the way up the path and then you'll have your window.
Hit him. I hit him back. I hit him kind of far back. Here comes another one.
Go on.
I hit that one kind of far back, actually.
I think you did.
I didn't like that.
I think you're right, though.
partially. It looked like it was, in my head, it looked like the back of the rib cage. Yeah. Definitely not the shoulder. It was not the shoulder. It might have been stomach. Man, I'm not very happy about that. See, oh no, that's a better shot than I thought. Oh, you're right. It's a much better shot than I thought. Yeah. I was afraid it was like, you nailed it. I actually might have put her right in the pocket. But when she jumps, look where the red is. Yeah. So that made me nervous. I think that's a much better shot than we thought. She quartered and then she took some more steps. And I really needed to swing just a little further forward on her. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera off till we get out. We can't stand to sit in this blind anymore. I'll see you guys in a second. That's right. She's right there. She's right there. Dude, they're small. Those are so small. That's a better shot than I thought. Yeah. Dude. Wow. And here I said I wouldn't shoot anything on the first morning. The exit was much better than I thought it was. That's really good. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't get a shot at another one. That's alright. You got more opportunities. That's an axis. I think it is. Oh, baby Connell, it's been gnawed. Yeah. Let's bring that with us. I will. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, that was pretty crazy. John David kept telling me, when you see an axis deer, like, you will know that that's what you're looking at. And he's right for sure. As soon as he was working through the woods, it was kind of hard to tell, but as soon as you put it in the scope, just like, that's not a whitetail. And like, the dots are distinctive, but the first thing I notice is the orange in their coat. Like, they're not brown and they're not gray. They're definitely not gray, but they're not brown like a whitetail is. They're not tan. Yeah. It's an orange. Yes. Really distinctly orange color. Yep. And that's what jumps out to me before anything else. It's funny because you said, oh, it's an axis. And I looked over in the woods and, well, we'll have to play back the tape, but like, I looked over in the woods and I saw the shapes moving and I said, are you sure? And then I put it in the scope and I was like, oh, you're right. Like, as soon as I put it in a little bit of magnification and I could see the color, I was like, oh, yeah. Those deer in Texas are small. Like, I've always heard that, but yeah, having put my hands on that deer and watching these does out here in front of us this morning, like, yeah, like the bodies on these deer are not big compared to Midwest deer. Like, they're noticeably smaller. And you walk up on an axis doe and it's spotted and it's small, and there is a little bit of like, did I just shoot a fawn? Like, did I just shoot? Except for that, we've been watching fawns this morning, and like, they're even smaller than that. Yeah. But there's a story from my dad's growing up hunting this ranch where he's out hunting and he shot his first ever deer, which was a doe, and they walk up on it and it's all spotted. You know, his cousins are teasing him like, Johnny shot a spotted fawn, Johnny shot a spotted fawn. But in hindsight, looking at like what the axis does look like here, and they were here on the property at the time. Yeah. We've concluded, no, it was an axis deer that he shot. Yeah. It's just, you know, it's interesting. Like, if you're used to shooting like whitetail does, especially like a mature doe, you'd be used to seeing like a mature doe look a lot like maybe a 2-year-old buck. Or a well-fed 1-year-old buck, like a year and a half. They're sturdy. They're thick. They're a mature size, and they're distinctly larger than the fawns around them. All the deer down here are smaller. There's also a bigger gap between the bucks and the does of the axis deer, at least that I've noticed on the property. The bucks, at least the big mature bucks, are in line with the whitetail bucks around here, which are still smaller than your like northeastern or Midwest bucks, to be sure, but more in line with like a whitetail buck.
But the does are all a lot smaller. Like they're distinctly smaller than the bucks. Like even the mature ones.
Like 75%.
Yeah,
smaller.
Yeah.
Or like 25% smaller.
But you could forgive somebody for if they don't know what an axis deer is, and you see a small spotted fawn, or doe, you'd be like, oh, it's a fawn whitetail, like until you look closer. And like there are differences, like there's a black stripe down the back, there's some differences in some of the coloration. Obviously the coat is much more orange, but you could forgive somebody for thinking that because they're pretty small.
And you had even warned me of that going into it, and I still walked up on it and I was like,
what did I do?
Did I shoot it? You'll have to look at Well, we went to come pick up Mark and Dad. They're over here, and while we were over, look what I found. A little axis shed. Little tiny spike axis. That's pretty cool, man. It's very cool. Very cool.
I just couldn't find what I know it would need something, but I don't know.
When we broke for lunch, Dad told us he had seen a blackbuck antelope from their stand. It was far out of range and behind lots of brush, so we never had a shot opportunity. Still, it was an exciting encounter that gave us hope for the afternoon sit. All right, headed back out for our afternoon sit. Mark and Dad are gonna go sit by a water hole. We just set up a ground blind there so that we'd have another option. Looks like a really good spot. That's where we saw some deer last night when we got here. So they're gonna sit there, and I think JD and I are gonna go back to the same blind.
Last year.
Wow. So we're driving, we come up to a corner, and there's a mature blackbuck in the middle of the field. It's not our field, we can't hunt it.
Why did the female not stand up?
Holy smokes. And there's a female blackbuck bedded out in the field. That is a gorgeous animal. And that is a legal animal to shoot if he comes our way. Wow. Okay, so there are two somethings over there. They're not whitetail. They might be female blackbuck or juvenile blackbuck. They're very tan. They're definitely blackbuck. They're moving our way. We're gonna just chill for a second. There it is. I got one. I got a quick clip I saw. We sat and watched these blackbuck does for a while, hoping that a buck would be tending the group like we had just seen, but he never materialized. Eventually, the does fed off into the brush. So we made a move. The cows were just hanging out on the other spot, just napping and sunbathing, so they didn't show any signs of leaving. So I came over to the other stand where there's no cows. It's starting to be golden hour. We've got more whitetail coming in now, 3 does. They looked a little unsure of something behind them. And also us, because we're very skylined up here. But maybe there was something else there too. Hard to say unless it walks out. It is the blackbuck. Unbelievably, a blackbuck appears along the same route the whitetail came from, but he's not coming in. He follows the same path he took that morning and feeds behind some brush. Now JD had come on this trip with one goal, to shoot a blackbuck. So when the buck moved out of our sight, we climbed down from the stand to follow him. To our surprise, he had barely moved from where we had last seen him. We set up 200 yards away with the wind blowing in our face, praying he wouldn't spot us. You hit him. You hit him. Okay, hold on, he just stopped. I didn't see him fall, but he stopped. Yeah. You got one chambered? there was no time to get out the scope to give you guys a good shot. I'm so sorry, but we had to climb down out of the stand. I spotted him. He was pretty far. And Dad was right. Dad saw him earlier, and there was too much brush in the way, because if the animal's close to the brush, you might take that shot, but there was brush equidistant in between you and the animal. Didn't seem like the right thing to do. But we got down out of the stand and got the brush out of the way, and JD smoked him. Something about sitting in the stand changes after harvesting your target animal. The pressure gives way to a satisfaction that makes the time pass quickly and cold air seem a bit warmer. We continued our sit, watching whitetail fade into the dying light with high spirits and full hearts. Well, that is a crazy day. We put 2 deer on, well, 1 deer and 1 antelope, but we put 2 exotics on the ground. That kind of exceeded our wildest expectations. I don't think we thought that black buck was really gonna happen, and it did. That is crazy. 1 animal on each sit. We've got a couple days left, so the goal would be that Mark and Dad tomorrow can find some animals of their own. But for tonight, we need to gut the black buck and get it hung up. All the taxidermists are closed, so John Ava's probably gonna take that in tomorrow because he wants to do a shoulder mount, and we're gonna get that axis deer fully processed tonight and in cute little packages. So a little bit of work to do and some dinner to eat, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. This concludes part 1 of our Texas adventure, but we've still got 2.5 days left to hunt. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you won't miss part 2 of our hunt next week.